Greetings, salutations, and good now. I'm astrologer Kevis Major, doing it major, and in this video, we're going to be doing our Pisces forecast. Pisces 2025 promises to be quite an emotionally charged and spiritually significant time from the mystical new moon that we're going to be experiencing on the 28th of February, inviting us to set soulful intentions to a powerful full moon and lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is the opposite of the Piscean season, asking us to bring ultimate or supreme balance between our dreams, our fantasy, and practicality. Adding to all of the dynamic energy is Venus. Venus's lovely nature going into retrograde in Aries, urging us to reassess our relationships and our value system, while we have Mercury shifting from Pisces into bold Aries, setting the stage for decisive communication after this period of introspection and healing. So this Pisces season that's coming up is going to offer opportunities for not only healing, spiritual alignment and advancement, but also creative breakthrough. But there's a call for caution when it comes to escapism and impulsive decisions. We know that Pisces, in their negative states, in their shadow self, the darkest attributes could just be all about escaping from the reality that they're currently facing. All right, so let's take a deeper dive into the sun's journey through Pisces and some key planetary alignments, helping us to forecast or predict what is to come. So as the sun enters Pisces on February 18th, later today, there's going to be a shift away from being rational, away from being logical, to being more emotional, more creative, a bit more spiritual. During this Pisces season, we are at the last zodiac sign. We're in the depths, we're in the guts of winter, of what I like to call the death cycle. And so the Piscean energy is sort of the accumulation of the entire zodiac karmic wheel. Pisces innately understand the trials and tribulation and the hardship of the human experience, and so Pisces archetype in itself has unlimited or the most compassion, the most love for humanity. I know that Aquariuses are the humanitarians, but that's just out of pure logic. But the Pisces actually resonate with the pain that we experience as just being mere mortals and mere humans. And so there's going to be a shift from just logic, visionary thinking about our goals, to a more emotional, nurturing time where we could embrace our intuition, we could connect deeper to others through the collective unconscious, and just find inspiration from unseen realms. Pisces is ruled by Neptune and also ruled by Jupiter, and so this kind of symbolizes, again, just the accumulation of the lessons that we should have been learning throughout our existence. Jupiter speaks towards, again, the wisdom and knowledge that we could gain from both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. And then Jupiter also deals with expansion and abundance, and so all of the mysticism, all of the spiritual inclinations is expanded by Jupiter as well. So this Pisces season is definitely sort of like the preparation for the springtime. It's like, I don't want to say Pisces season is gonna be like purgatory, but you could see that if Pisces is the final zodiac sign, the final exam before again new beginnings in spring, then the sun's presence here is encouraging us to basically shed burdens of the past, overcome the trauma, or the emotional baggage that would have had accumulated throughout the whole zodiac year, and just, kind of forgive and not forget, but channel our emotions into meaningful growth. Let's look at some key dates and planetary aspects. So again, Sun is going to enter Pisces on the 18th, bringing in all of that, emotions, emotional healing, creativity, spiritual connection. On the 23rd, we're going to see Neptune conjuncting the North Node. Neptune again deals with our best wishes, idealism, our fantasies, and the North Node, again, our spiritual purpose. We align our fantasies with our higher purpose, spiritual purpose with our destiny. Our intuition is heightened, and our dreams could carry more significance at that point in time. So look out for dreams. I guess during this Piscean season, we are going to be prone to more dreams, even daydreams and visions. So we need to pay attention to the dreams and the visions. On February 24th, Mars is going to regain momentum and go direct, something that we've been, looking forward to for a long time. Mars speaks towards our mojo, our passion, our motivation, that oomph that makes us go out and grind and achieve our goals. And so Mars going direct is bringing, emotional drive. We should have been nurturing, our ambitions, redefining our goals, and, nurturing exactly what it takes to get from point A to point B. So now that, the barrier has been lifted, the toll has been paid, and now the gate could rise, we could really, move forward with emphasis. And so, Mars is going direct in Cancer. Yes, Mars doesn't necessarily like to be in Cancer, but nevertheless, Mars is going to be happy to go direct, and we could continue nurturing our goals, nurturing our business, nurturing our motivations, or nurturing ourselves, just doing things that really motivate us, and wind us up to go forward. On the 25th, Mercury conjunct Saturn. Mercury doesn't necessarily like to be in Pisces, nor does Saturn necessarily like to be in Pisces. And so this aspect with Mercury being how we think, how we communicate, how we analyze and even share our ideas, this aspect, Saturn, more powerful than Mercury, is going to help us to ground our thought processes. We know that Mercury doesn't necessarily like to be in Pisces. Thinking here is a bit slowed down, but again, Saturn bringing in its decisiveness, the discipline, is going to help us to make practical ideas, or make our thinking a bit more practical. An excellent time for us to kind of hone in and lock in again on those long-term goals. We know that when the sun enters Pisces, sense and sensibility is going to be a bit disabled. It's a time where we really need to balance and be a bit more sensitive to spirit and to flow, because we know that Pisces are mutable, making them highly adaptable, flexible, versatile to whatever situation and circumstance they're facing. And so again, we could let the rationale and the logic take a backseat to, what spirit is kind of like guiding us through. Classically, I guess, this Piscean 12th house season would be the deepest depths of the winter. a lot of animals kind of go into hibernation maybe before, but during this time they're deep asleep. And so esoterically, we could be wide awake but still deep asleep, meaning that our mind is just in la la land, in our fantasies, in our higher ideals or ideas. And so Mercury conjuncting Saturn is just going to help us to be a lot more practical and stable as we navigate the Piscean season. This is going to be coming in a timely fashion just before we experience the new moon in Pisces. Again, a mystical new moon that is going to allow us, the stage to set soulful intentions relating to our creativity, our spirituality, and just emotional healing. Again, Pisces is all about dreaming big, but we need to stay grounded. On March 2nd, as we roll ahead, Venus is going to go into retrograde in Aries, allowing us, again, the platform to reassess our relationships, reassess our self-worth, our personal value, and just our self-worth is going to come under the radar, come onto the review. The retrograde is access to reflect, reassess, and all of that RE energy, you know what I mean? RE energy, so funny, relationships. But anyway, again, matters of the heart, of love, of self-worth are going to be under the microscope as Venus goes into retrograde. I don't want to say past situationships, past lovers are going to resurface, but again, if Venus, that deals with, how we get fulfilled, how we pleasure ourselves, harmony, love, intimacy, retrograde, reassessing, reevaluating, redoing something. Maybe a person, place, or thing from the past might resurface. Mercury is going to conjunct the North Node on the 2nd. We had a conjunction between, Neptune and the North Node in February, but now it's going to be Mercury. And so important insights when it comes to our destiny, maybe having certain conversations or being a bit more socially open or vulnerable when it comes to speaking about where we wish to go or where we think our life journey should be taking us. Mercury is also going to conjunct Neptune, so it's a conjunction between Mercury, North Node, and Neptune, heightening our imagination, heightening our intuition. And I guess it could make us a bit unclear. If Mercury deals with how we think and being logical, and Neptune deals with fantasy, illusion, being in la la land, being in a dream, then you could see that yes, it's a highly creative time, a good time for getting imagination and inspiration from some higher realms. But also we could be confused or unclear, especially if we need to make big and bold decisions. On the 3rd, Mercury is going to enter Aries, saying goodbye to Pisces. Again, this is mental fog could clear up. Again, Mercury doesn't necessarily love to be in Pisces, so Mercury moving into Aries, we could see this as a bold shift, enabling us to communicate a bit more direct, to communicate a bit more passionately, and even have to be a bit more decisive when it comes to the actions that we're going to want to take. This shift is going to energize our mental ability, allowing us to think more clearly. Pisces season all about introspection, all about the internal, all about emotions, all about spirituality in some way, shape, or form. When Mercury goes back into Aries, the logic and the rationale kind of kicks back in, and we could make sense of this whole spiritual journey, this 30-day spiritual journey that we're going to be on. On March 11th, Mercury is going to conjunct Venus in Aries. So it is Pisces season, but we're already getting in that Aries influence of ushering in the spring, and not too far from that date, the 7th, 11th, the sun is going to be moving into Aries. Yeah, so around the 11th, there's going to be a strong conjunction between Mercury and Venus in Aries. Again, we could see passionate communication, even harmonious communication arising, and having a blend of assertiveness with the charisma, with the charm. And the 12th sun is going to conjunct Saturn in Pisces, again helping us to ground ourselves. We know that Saturn again brings in the discipline, the maturity, the stability, the stoicism, the structure, and so helping us to ground or stabilize all of this elusive, intuitive, imaginative energy, and to just be disciplined, all right, in order for us to attain or really experience the higher ideals of the Pisces. We're going to need to have a certain level of discipline and practicality with Saturn. The conjunction with Saturn is going to influence. On March 14th, which is going to be the major day, the major astrological event, is the full moon in Virgo, the opposite sign of the Pisces season. So this again is just going to enable us, especially the Pisces, to just balance out all of their dreamy tendencies and have a more practical focus. The moon in its fullness encourages us to, I guess, full moon traditionally we want to celebrate, we want to relax, we want to reflect, want to have a good time. But the full moon in Virgo is encouraging us to integrate our intuition with tangible practices in order to get tangible results. The full moon is going to question our fulfillment, and although we are going to want to feel emotionally fulfilled, Pisces energy, Virgo moon wants, hey, tangible goods, tangible results. We want to have something to show for all of our sacrifice and all of our service. And so, yeah, leading up to the full moon, we definitely need to be taking, practical steps to actually have something to show, because the moon is going to want to see something tangible. Yeah. Virgo also speaks towards our work-life balance, our routines, our day-to-day ins and outs, what we do as a job, what we are trained at, what we are good at, the services that we could offer to others, has a strong link to, again, that Piscean energy of like service and serving others, and having a certain work-life balance. And so the lunar eclipse in Virgo is a powerful moment where we could have release, or great revelation, especially in areas that relate to our health, our work, and just those daily routines. So all of these things are going to be on the card around the 14th. On the 15th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Aries. As soon as we were enjoying a bit of direct motion from Mercury, or Mercury just not being in a detriment or debilitation, then we're going to have the retrograde. So expect miscommunication, delays, and just a great time to reflect before making big decisions. On the 17th, Sun is going to conjunct the North Node in Pisces. Again, a powerful alignment just for us to rededicate to our spiritual journey. In our earlier video, I talked about a totem, and this is something that I got from an ex, which, I mean, it's still something that I'm dealing with today. But just having that thing, whether it is a person, place, thing, a circumstance, a situation, a sign, a sigil, something that brings you back to that centering point. No matter how far away you could stray off course, you just need that accountability partner or whatever to just bring you back on course. And so Sun conjuncting, the node, also conjuncting Neptune at this time. The node is supposed to be that sense of purpose, your destiny. And so with Sun yourself, conjuncting or aligning, it just speaks towards spiritual realignment or just having a renewed sense of purpose. Again, Sun Neptune conjunction heightens the Piscean energy. That's going to happen around the 19th, opening up greater channels for communication and just spiritual connection. But again, we need to be particularly aware of escapism or escapist tendencies throughout this entire Pisces season, but particularly when we have the Sun coming close to Neptune. And on March 20th, we welcome the spring equinox. Sun is going to move into Aries, concluding the winter season, concluding the Piscean season, and really starting the zodiac or astrological new year, where the energy is going to shift from introspection, the Piscean energy, into bold action, forward momentum, and as we could hit the pavement running, what I'm saying? Anyway, in conclusion, the Piscean season for 2025 is going to be a time of, again, profound introspection. Pisces, mutable water. Think about a large ocean of water, yeah? And you're in this water with your flotation devices, and you could go anywhere. There's not much obstacles or boundaries in this ocean. So it's abundant, it's limitless, there's limitless opportunities in this ocean. You could also dive deep into the ocean. You don't even need to stand the surface level. You could put on like an oxygen tank and you could go diving deep. But also you understand that in this water, in this Piscean ocean, many people have lost. Yeah, so you could understand the pain of just the joys and pains of life. And so the Pisces, I'm speaking to the Pisces right now. You could understand the joys and pains of life, and that's why you have so much love and compassion and empathy for others. And we are all going to experience this Piscean effect. I like to call it the Piscean effect, where again we could just have a bit more compassion for self, for others. It's a good time for introspection and for healing and just spiritual growth. If you don't want to use the word spiritual, use emotional growth. The new moon in Pisces allows us, again, the platform to set new intentions rooted in emotional and spiritual clarity and emotional maturity, emotional discipline, while the full moon and the lunar eclipse in Virgo is going to challenge us to balance all of our dreams with practical steps to actually attain those dreams. The retrogrades are going to create the opportunity for us to reassess our relationships and our own worth. Mercury in Aries, whether it's going to be direct or indirect, again, is going to help us to just communicate with a bit more boldness and charisma. Yeah, so as Sun transits this Pisces season, there are many lessons that we're going to have to learn, particularly surrounding compassion for self, compassion for others, and having, again, that emotional wisdom that is going to allow us to fuel our new beginnings, our Aries, our springtime. All right, if you would like to have a personal reading by me, send me an email at kevisbmajor@gmail.com. Major farewell until we meet and greet again. I'm astrologer Kevis Major, doing it major, and I hope that you guys have a major Pisces season.